Hey, it's me, Bob. Welcome back to my channel. So I specialize in cosmetics, private label, and OEM based in Guangzhou, China. So a few years ago, one of my clients was from Asia. At the time, I was working for a company, and technically speaking, she wasn't originally my client. Someone had left the company, so I took over her case. I didn't realize she was a potential big client at first, but after a few orders, each one bigger than the last, I started to take her seriously. I researched her online store and official website and found out she was actually a college teacher. Her Instagram was like a textbook example of how to do marketing right. So one day I decided to call her on WhatsApp. Back then, sales reps almost never made calls. We just used email. I mentioned this multiple times in my previous videos, but I did it anyway. It really helped us build a connection. When we talked, it felt like we were a team. I was the guy responsible for product development, and she fully trusted me. That trust kept growing. Eventually, I was handling everything for her. Even my boss noticed that and said, "Congratulations, Bob. You have reached the highest level of being a real sales rep." Honestly, I knew deep down that a big part of my motivation came from her. She had real potential. And of course, I had my own sales targets to hit. So I had to go all in. I'm not really a visionary. I believe in what I see, not just what I imagine. She gave me hope, and that turned into motivation. And as a sales rep, you need results. Otherwise, you are out. Reality is brutal, right? Especially back then during COVID, everything was uncertain. Anxiety was high, and I had to give it everything I had. But while I was doing all that, some coworkers started criticizing me. They said it was unfair that I got such a big client. They called it luck. They didn't see was all the late nights and hard work I put into serving her. They never gave credit, and I didn't bother explaining. Can't change people's mindset. Something is just a waste of time, right? Later, I got an opportunity to work for another company. I wasn't allowed to tell her I was leaving. The company was afraid it might cause issues with the clients. That experience taught me something. No matter how much you contribute, client ultimately belongs to the company, not to you. You are just a server. That's it. I had even signed an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, which I didn't really realize at the time. When I joined the new company, the old one called me and warned me not to share any business secrets, and I get it. About a year later, a former coworker told me that the client had started placing fewer orders because the market wasn't doing well. The main market didn't perform as expected, and the company didn't develop new products. Eventually, she stopped working with them, which I kind of expected. Once a product starts selling well, copycats pop up fast. If your product isn't branded, people just go for the cheapest one. That's how it works, right? So from day one, you have to think ahead. Always ask, what's next? If your sales start dropping, that's a red flag. You have got to act fast. Look at platforms like Amazon. It's all about standing out. Either you diversify or you differentiate or you get left behind. All right, that's it for today. That's a true story, like I said at the beginning. Hope this helps. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. So talk to you next time. Bye-bye.